this is the one time in our lives on all, on, I mean, on every level, we
Yeah.
have to be okay with change. We've just gone through so much in the last year that people should be comfortable with change by
You
now.
got that right.
You don't have a choice. But music, when you speak to music, we are going through a technological revolution in music. We don't have it all down and all figured out. Record labels don't listen. Let me keep it all the way 1,000. Record labels don't have a fucking clue. They work with me, and I help them,
Mm-hmm.
and my constituents. We help them, but they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
They're in uncharted territory. What the fuck
Indeed.
is a stream?
Right.
Like, so you mean I gotta hope they play my record a couple times? So really, what I gotta do is I gotta figure out how to affect a bigger pool of people than I did even before, because I could have a slow, progressive integration of various marketing strategies that help build the act over time. Oh, I can't do that anymore. Oh, you
Mm-hmm.
mean I can only shoot the gun once and hit as many people as I can with one shot? Damn, I mean I gotta change the gun. I gotta get something that with one shot gives a whole can take down as many as it can. I don't know what that is. If it's a rocket launcher or a bomb carrier, I gotta figure something out. And so strategically, the industry is trying to figure it out. I mean, learn. They
Mm-hmm.
don't know. That's why all of these little kids right now, and I say little, I'm talking about 16, 17, 15, they're getting deals. And people are like, how is that even? Because they have communities
Mm-hmm.
through gaming, through social media, and these communities all become places of hibernation for people that are a part of something or like something in particular or live a certain lifestyle. So what you end up doing is you created a colony,
Mm-hmm.
and that was off the head. It is a colony. You create a colony, and you distribute your shit to the colony.
Right.
And that colony, if it's a tight knit colony, every time you give them something, you're gonna yield something back. And I think that's what labels are starting to realize is that they've got to be able to affect these all of these little colonies, because these colonies are the folks that will say they'll go on Instagram and say make sure you listen to this record, or did you hear this record, or they'll go to Twitter and post a record with a link, or they'll go to Snap and put a link. It's about links and things like that, so that they share the music.
Right.
Or they'll add a video on Instagram with your song on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a collaborative effort amongst a bunch of people who like the same stuff. That's
Yeah.
colony. So
Right.
you got to just be able to figure out where you fit in and what colonies you're trying to be a part of. And then you go there and once again, you try to create a digital footprint with them so that you become important to them, where they go, you know what? Oh, wow, I like them. That's why this whole thing with 6ix9ine is almost it's a joke.
Mm-hmm.
What it shows you is that more people don't live by the cultural bondage. And I say that in this way. We as people of color have created certain cultural bonds for ourselves that we feel are the codes
Mm-hmm.
that make us who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Those snitch, you know, um, you know, homies before women, and just all our little, idiosyncrasies.
Right.
But what 6ix9ine showed is that more people in the Midwest and more people in Middle America looked at him, and it was something about him that they connected with.
Mm-hmm.
Because the kind of numbers he has are ridiculous. And then to top it off, he's Latino. There's 60
Indeed.
million and change Latinos in America.
Right.
It's only 42 million black people. It's 60 some 63 and some change million black people. I mean, Latinos. And it's 211 million white people. We got the numbers all the way ass backwards. And this is a part of my pitch to people. Your success is in your culture, because a million people means a lot. If you can sell to a million people that buy something every day, you'd be a rich motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
But imagine when you are able to sell across all of the racial bounds.
Right.
And that's what he was able to do. So he's an example of how just culturally things are changing so much now. But snitching is not a big deal anymore, like it was when we grew up.
Right.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what Akon was trying to communicate with my son, but you know, there was
yeah, but my son is an OG
yeah.
and one who was incarcerated
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and was a real wild boy.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just think it's important for us if we're from a generation removed,
Mm-hmm.
put the egos in your back pocket. Just play the wave. You know,
Yeah.
you have an option. You have an option every day to either be old or be fresh and young. It's really on you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to be a slave to the age, be that because you think that's what's necessary or what you've been taught over time.
Mm-hmm.
My successes are because I'm choosing not to be. I'm going with the wave.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, my slack game got a little tighter. But I'm trying to deliver to them. I'm selling this group of people something, so I can't be dressed like I'm not in touch.
Right.
And I can't deliver content that's out of touch with them. Because then all they're gonna do is look at me like I'm not a part of the culture. And in this day and age, they will cancel you quickly.
Sure.
If you don't connect.
Yeah.
So you gotta know how to play. You gotta know how to play it and not look corny and not look crazy. And if it's really in your heart music, there is a place on the internet for you. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you yodel.
Right.
You can get paid. And it's funny, right? Real quick story, and we go where you guys want to go. But I met a kid the other day who's on which one is on ABC? Who's Got Talent? Right?
I think that's America's Got Talent or
America's Got Talent.
That's Channel 11.
So, oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
what's the other one? What's the other one?
The Voice. There's The Voice. Oh,
Simon.
That's
not America's Got Talent.
Yeah, that's America's Got Talent. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's Fox. That's on
yeah.
Fox.
There you go.
So I met a kid who's on America's Got Talent, and I'm like, so what do you do? Because I gave it up to him. I was like, oh, that's dope, you made it, man. That means you must be good enough that you made it to Hollywood. He's like, yeah. What do you do? He said, spoken word. I said, jeez.
Wow. Yeah.
I was like, oh, snap. You mean the world is finally accepting the spoken word on that level of a platform?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I said, so you get paid? He's like, yeah, I get paid. He said, I travel the world, spending, spoken word. I was like, you getting paid? He's like, yeah, I'm on Switzerland and Sweden and Czechoslovakia. I was like, oh, wow. So there you go. That answers both questions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, there are ways to get paid because these colonies have taste. It's like, listen, man, gentlemen, we're here.
Yeah.
Technology has arrived. And it's about duplication more than it's about singular sensation.
Mm-hmm.
So dig what I just said. It's about being like everybody else. We hit that stride in the Matrix. Being like the next person is the it thing. Yeah. Being different, you're casted to the side and canceled. Dig what I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
The music is all the same. Everybody's records sound the same. I don't care who it is. It's the same melody line. It's the same octaves. It's the same riffs. It's the same drums. Everybody's record the same. Now Drake makes the same record every time he puts a record out. But we're acting like it's changing, but it's not. Talk about my girl. Love my girl.
Man, hold on. Let me hit record so I can throw you in. I want to build some music around that melody. You just,
So the game has changed. So the more you like somebody, the better, and I see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'm still over here digging talent and representing talent, but I go to these labels and they're like, you don't have somebody who has 500,000, you know, followers or
Right.
2 million
Yeah, you
followers.
want to see them stats.
Yeah.
I could get you a deal if you jump off a roof, bust your mouth, and go, I did it. That's who we are.
Yeah.
Because we're chasing analytics and data now. We're not chasing talent. We're chasing data.
Well, and I always think like, you know, the record companies, they've always kind of, I mean, and you could speak on this, Steve, but to me, they've always cherry picked. You know, if you look at like historically, the big record companies, once they started knowing hip hop was just, you know, when SoundScan came out and they realized hip hop was just exploding, it was like all the big record companies would basically either buy out the small record companies, you know, meaning either buy all the artists out, or they would just buy, you know, one artist that they felt was legit, but they had their ears to the street. They had their people, their street teams that knew that this next artist was going to be something. So,
Right.
you know, it's like, and I mean, I'm like, when I'm thinking of like different artists who that, you know, happened to where all of a sudden they were on a big record label. It's like, well, that wasn't the first time anybody heard of them. They had already made a name for themselves regionally, or sometimes even bigger than that. And then, you know, your Columbia, your Universal, comes in and says, hey, we'd like to offer you a record contract. We're not offering somebody who they don't think can make it. They're offering. So my point is, isn't it a little bit of the same thing that they're doing now? But now they have, I can look at the fact that you got 2 million Instagram followers and kind of get an idea that if we invest in an album for this artist, he's got 2 million followers. There's a good chance we could make some money. I mean, isn't it roughly the same thing as what they were doing then?
That is absolutely the point.
Yeah.
But that doesn't compare to the past, because the past we used to, you know, the gatekeepers were the influence, whereas now the artists are the influencers. I influence whether or not you can get a deal.
Yeah.
If I liked you, it was on me to go through my chain and be effective about it and find us a place, have you sign to me and go get you a deal, and we rock. That's still going on, but it's different.
Yeah.
Back then,
right.
now the artists have to do everything.
Right.
Artists don't even need people now.
Right.
Sorry about that. Artists don't even need people now. It's turned into such a thing that damn near the artist can determine whether or not you're even a part of the team, because they don't really need anybody.
Right.
They make the music, they promote the music, they market the music all on their own, unless you're a part of that promotion and marketing team, which you have to be to fit in.
Yeah. Yeah. You said something that seems, you said, I'm kind of going back where you talked about how being different gets you cast aside. You need to be like somebody else. What I remember, there was a lot of that. I don't remember a whole lot of pioneers in the from a record label perspective that were willing to take chances. If somebody took a chance, the other companies would follow. Give me something like, that's what we used to hear. And so that element was still there. Give me something like, it's like, wait, I got this. And I remember before Neo Soul really hit, and we were trying to present something like that. I'm not going to say the company, but they didn't know what to do with it. They liked it. They didn't know what to do with it until somebody else, you know, whether it be Hidden Beach or the like, came with something and somebody blew up. Then it was like, oh, give me something like, well, we gave you something like that before that even came out. And now
came out. Yeah, you didn't even didn't even want it. Right.
Same happened in the rap game.
And that's the difference. Once again, right, same thing. no difference. I mean, the bottom line is those days of the gatekeepers, like I said, myself, we determine everything. And yes, we were followers again, but it's a different follower now. Even though there was Steve McKeever being smart enough to know what it was, everybody didn't follow Steve. You know, Kadar did, but that was given its own little compartment.
Right.
Mainstream was still gangster shit.
Yeah.
And that's a following. You know, you come in and you need to come in with 20 bodies. You better have been coming in with, gun on your waist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think D froze up.
There was that, but now it's even worse because there still was a level of creativity. Dr. Dre's records didn't sound like Wizard.
Right.
You know, the Wu didn't sound like Nas.
Right. Right.
Jodeci didn't sound like Boyz II Men.
Yeah.
You know, that's just what it was.
Yeah.
Shit. Jill Scott doesn't sound like what's her name?
Erykah Badu.
Erykah Badu.
Yeah.
No.
They don't sound the same, but they're the same genre.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it. You're like you listening.
That's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah, it's the beauty.
That's what made it special. But
Exactly.
now, Uzi Vert sound like Baby B, and Baby B sound like Woo Woo.
Yeah.
And Woo Woo sound like, a singing version of Chris Brown. Yo, when Chris Brown sounds like Chris Brown ain't giving us Chris Brown. The greats are being lazy.
Yeah.
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 Scott Storch will tell you, it's the worst era I ever made music in.
Yeah.
He said, I don't even play out of a chord progression. I'll stay in one little pocket sound because these dudes don't have it. He said he was with a rapper who went in on the mic, spit a line, came back out, had to write another line, went back in, spit that line, went back out, wrote another line, went back in, spit that line. That line, I ain't saying verse.
A line.
He's doing the song line by line.
Man.
So he had to record a whole record line by line.
That's crazy.
So, and then it came out and he sounded like Gucci. Gucci is a little older than all these young dudes. But he sounded just like Trippie Redd. They all sound alike.
Man.
You can't determine who's who. It's nothing special. All the kids from down south, they all sound the same. Look, Baby sound like, the Baby stands out a little bit. But now everybody kind of going to him. But look, the Baby, Gunna, all them dudes sound the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Migos, they all got one sound.
Give me the name. Give me the name.
Yeah.
How we roll. I'm not hate. They found it.
But guess what? You could not like something and not hate it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
You don't have to be a hater. If I don't like peach cobbler, I just don't like that motherfucker.
Right.
I mean, I'm hating on you for liking it. I just ain't fucking with it.
Yeah. I'm not mad at they found a way. You know what I'm saying? They found a way. Sonically, I don't really, I'm musical. I mean, like you talked about chord progressions and all that. That just moves me. But the fact that some of these new schoolers have found a way to feed their families. All I've ever said, and I would go on record with this, I support things that will move the culture forward. I struggle with the things that will set you back. That's not me hating. I'm saying do your thing. I don't want to cancel a person's opportunity. I'm just talking about what gets the support because, I'm all about creativity and finding new ways of doing stuff. And I think that's what hip hop has been about. When certain things are blocking opportunities, that the ingenuity and all that stuff and the genius, man. That's what I saw in hip hop, and to a certain extent still see. They're taking what they're given and finding a way. It's dope.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's dope.
But you know what? Imagine, and we're talking to the portion of the audience that's been in the game for a long time and still trying to figure it out, like you asked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you got on Instagram and did some real due diligence and found 300 people and put them and created a base for yourself as an artist. 300 people, just merely 300.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
You start to tell these 300 people you appreciate their participation and you got things for them. So you start to bait them with, free music. Give them a link or you play it on your page and you get comments. And, oh man, I like that. That's dope. Then you do it again. You're like, yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. So you're starting to drop music for this 300 people. So you'll get to a point where there's 300 people, they're going to say to you, man, we love you. We support you. Then you say, you know what? Because you love and support me, I got a t-shirt for you. It's normally 30. I'm selling it to you today for 10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want it because I'm into you. You just sold 300 t-shirts at $10 a t-shirt.
Yeah. Just got paid.
Just like that. Just like that. Then you go, check this out. I'm gonna stream my my show. I got a show for you guys. Now this is where you go in your music room or your garage or in your backyard and you create an experience. Then you can stream the show. Hey guys, but I just need you to pay, $5 to watch the show. They support you.
Yeah.
You got paid again. Hey guys, because you guys have been so supportive, to all my supporters, I'm sending you a free t-shirt. Now you spent a little bit of money to give everybody that free t-shirt, but it's nowhere near what you're about to gain.
Yeah.
So now you went from 300 people to all of a sudden you notice you at 1,000. You get some free t-shirts out. You creating committed followers. Or now turning back to their friend and going, hey man, you need to follow this dude, man. This dude is incredible. The music is crazy. He gave us a free t-shirt. He gave you a free tee? Gave us a free tee. Oh, I'm following him. Hey guys, I got a new piece of merch and a new song together in a pack on the entree for you. The music is free because you got it on the platform. So it's a stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the t-shirt,
yeah,
$20.
So yo, we need our listeners to know. Derek L.A. Jackson just dropped some game on y'all. This deserves some noise, yo. He just let y'all know something right there. Come on now, give it up for him. Give it up. Shoot, D, you dropped some noise right there. You dropped some noise. I got to give you the applause, dude. I hope they listen.
That's it right there. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. And it's mundane. The thing with today, outside of anything, man, is you gotta be like in the past. Your commitment was truly just the music. You go to the studio every day, and however it took you to get hot in the studio, sipping you a cup or smoking you something, or girls in the room or guys in the room, or whatever it took for you to get motivated to make music. It was about the music.
Right.
Now you got to be motivated to be on Instagram all day. You got to be motivated to be on Facebook all day, pushing yourself to everybody. You got to be willing to sit and post. See, they say you should post twice a day on Instagram, and you got to find the right times in which to post. Then you want to be live. If you're in a situation like right now, you guys should be on live. Like, yo, be live. What's up? So now you create a flow of folks that are checking out what you're doing.
Right.
And you got to be willing to be accessible on a level you've never experienced in your life. You got to give people every piece of your existence within the confines of a specific time. So between 12 and 6, you're trying to push your product. You need to be on live at least maybe 2 hours out of that on various times throughout the day.
Yeah.
You got to post twice a day on your page. If it's a piece of content that's a video content or a still, and you want quality of both. You don't want, the took a picture with a rock and a straw. You want make your content look dynamite.
Yeah. Yeah.
And create like I think it connects too. I think with people, but even be decorative with your page. Try to make your page look cool. Make that content feel like it just pops when you open the page. It just pops at you. So you might have video on the first line that's like light shows, and like that's gonna catch your eye. Like, oh look, and then behind that goes the good content. So you just got to be committed to that if you want to be successful today in this game. You got to be committed to the hours it takes to promote yourself and or your business.
And that's just across the board, right? I don't care what business it is, right? I mean, that digital footprint, they all have to have that in mind, right? Yeah. That's across the board.
I mean, that's Fortune 50 companies are learning that now.
Mm-hmm.
People listen, guys. Once again, I repeat, we're going through a revolution. Everything is escaping us in big box ways. All big box stuff is over.
Indeed.
That's why you got platforms like Quibi giving you 6-minute bites of content, because they know everybody getting so much content. If it works, whether or not, we don't know yet. But everybody's trying to figure out ways to give people, because we're living in such a content-infused existence now. Mm-hmm. You don't realize, because you've been doing it for a while now, but you don't realize how much shit you take in every day.
Yeah.
You far exceeds what you did in the 90s. Yes. You're taking a lot of shit all day, a lot of news, a lot of social media, a lot of pictures, a lot of this, sex, everything. You take it in all day, because people are living their whole lives on their phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So you gotta be willing. Yeah. Think about that.
We were talking about that. This has become. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, just look at us.
Yeah.
Everybody cannot move around without that phone. What the fuck is that about?
Yeah, you can't move. You can't move without it.
It's the primary source of news for folks now. Social media, and that's a generation's primary source of news.
Older
generation.
And yours. And
yours.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Quick information at a fingertip, right there, bang. Such and such got shot. We took us a week to learn out somebody got shot back in the day. Oh, get out of here, he got shot.
Yeah.
Late 2 weeks later.
Yep.
Now, if somebody stepped on somebody's porch because they got the camera thing at the door, and they uploaded it and then put it on Instagram and then put it on Facebook, and now it's everywhere. That's where we are.
It is. I mean, instantaneously, man. It's amazing.
Instantaneously.
In how.
And that's the music. That's also the music.
Yeah.
So I put up a song today. I put up a song tomorrow. I can put up a song the day after that. I just put music up as I make it. So if I make a song today, I can put it up tonight. You'll be tired of it by Sunday. Now I got to put up another one.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane. But what happens when you put out quality of the stuff that we're listening to? That's when, like the baby was pushed forward because he was better than everybody doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's why people latched on to him, because people still want quality. They just don't know where to get it.
Right. And some don't even know what it sounds like. The ears have been dumbed down.
Yeah, but guess what? They still, believe it or not, I'm not going to say they don't know it, because I don't know too many dope people that don't end up breaking through. I will say that.
Right.
It may take longer, but good is good. Man, listen, dope is dope, bro.
Yeah.
Dope is dope. Because even this generation grew up listening to not this music. This generation grew up listening to Eminem, 50 Cent, Snoop. You got to remember that. If we talk about 20 years ago, what's 20 years ago? 2000.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's funny, man, because my son is 23, and I was talking to him the other day. I was like, he's like, oh, I don't watch TV. I was like, what do you mean? Yes, you do. no, they don't watch it the way we do. So everything he, total millennial. So he watches Netflix and all these streaming things because he just watches his movies because every other thing he consumes is on his phone. So I'm like,
Exactly.
I mean, like our generation, how you'd watch Soul Train, Video Soul, Rap City, you
Right.
I mean, if you were a hip hop head, you had to watch Rap City, MTV Raps, The Box. You had to watch. So it's like, I'm like, man, that's kind of how we got our music. And then you listen to K-Day. And I mean, this is like before, then when the hip hop, like they don't even consume their music that way anymore because I remember you'd have to wait for the song to drop, wait for the video to drop. They're getting it instantly. It's just like, I don't need TV. I can get it all, through my phone. And
Every Tuesday, I used to go to the record shop because there was something dropping on Tuesday.
Yeah,
man, it's like
every Tuesday.
Yeah,
every Tuesday.
When he was telling me, I was like, man, it's a whole generation that does that, and
whole generation.
They don't even, it's like they don't consume, they don't even consume hip hop or music the way that we did. Not only is it different, I always feel like there's no build up. The build up is not there. So similar to what I described, you might hear one joint off the album, then you had to go to Tower or Sam Goody and you had to get the album,
Well, you know what's interesting about that? There is a build-up sometimes. I mean, you think now they're starting to try to create build-up. So they'll do a pre-sale of an album. But the thing you wait for, and they still kind of wait for the hot record to come out so they can stand behind it. But I think the thing that makes that differentiation brighter is that, like you said, we'd have to wait for everything. But the funny thing is how excited are you about shit you get every day?
I mean, it's like
if you can get a new record today and then a new record tomorrow, you're gonna start to feel like you need to get new records every day. Like, or it's not, so these records, the shelf life of the records we put out now is minimal, unless you're super established. And people put your shit on a playlist. And when they put you on a playlist, then you're part of that little vacuum in the moment in which your song lasts on the playlist. But, we didn't have no fucking playlist. We just played, you would make a mixtape. The first playlist.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There you go.
Right. They thought they came up with that shit first. No, we what are you talking about? We had a mixtape, motherfucker, with our favorite song.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, fuck your playlist.
Yeah.
And that's what we those are those unique cracks and crevices of it all, man.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
We're a long way from having it, the way we think it should be. It's not always beneficial to the labels. It's not always beneficial to the publishers. The publishers are having a night. These records, the value of these records don't count. They're not here. Play it today, ain't nobody playing it next week.
Right.
Once it gets free of that playlist, it's a wrap. That record's gone. Nobody want to hear that.
Right.
So publishers are cutting deals now that about reversions of 2 and 3 years.
Man.
Well, shit, reversions was like,
yeah.
It's just a different time.
You broke up. I need you to repeat that one more time. You said virgin. I
said, when you think about it, even from publishing. You said what?
Yeah, from publishing. Go ahead.
The publishing portion? Yeah, the publishing, like deals and reversions used to be long as shit. You wouldn't get your product back until, lightning bolts hit the house and it popped up. Now they do 2 and 3 year reversions because the records don't last long.
Yeah.
Right.
They gotta milk that record for as much as they can get in a short period of time. Because once it breaks free of that playlist, not much that record's gonna do. it'll get an occasional play or two from a committed fan. But if it doesn't sit in that artist's top 10 of the 500 records they
Right.
have because they putting out records every other day, then that record dies and it's dead forever.
That's crazy.
Because we got that much content, meaning music.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
it's just what it is, man. It's just a new day. Whether we like it or not, we just have to be okay with it and hope for the best.
nah, man, it's dope, man. I mean, you know, it's different. I don't dislike different. I just think it's fascinating. You know, you definitely kicked a lot of knowledge on the process, man. That you know, you really kind of tied it together in terms of what's necessary to for those who've come from, like you said, the generation removed. It's dope. I mean, if you're a lover of music, you're definitely gonna keep your eye on things and see where it goes. But I personally like the opportunities that it creates. I'm not too upset about the fact that everybody can kind of throw their hat in the game, so to speak. It's just up to us to take out what we like, you know.
That's it.
Yeah.
And move it towards the people that like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If it's somebody 2 doors up, go drop a box of cookies and a T-shirt and say, listen, go to my page, go listen to my music.
Yeah.
You know, and listen, a bunch of crumbs will equal a loaf. Always remember that.
Here we go again. Boy, see, now you sound like one of them old wise men, man. I expect you have some creases in your pants and some hard bottom shoes when you say something like that.
Oh, what a baby heel. What a baby heel in a tight sock game.
You know?
You know?
Yeah.
Going to roll down the top of the sock a little bit and got a little, you know, a little whip around the whole thing. Yeah.
Indeed. Indeed. Now that's wisdom. That's wisdom, man. Hey, bruh. Man, so appreciate it. We could keep you all night.
Yeah, man. Story.
I know there's so much more. We just appreciate you blessing us with this knowledge.
I appreciate it too,
experience.
man. I appreciate it. I always appreciate, you know, anything.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you gentlemen for giving me the opportunity.